Hello everyone. Today to have an opportunity to discuss with my colleagues and all of you on improving the system in Alberta. I would like to start by saying that the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, which I will explain the process in a few seconds, I think Albertans should be very proud because I really believe we have the best system in Canada when it comes to death review by the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. And I can say that in all humility for two reasons. First, I have no role in creating it. I simply inherited it from the past two chief. And the system was created by Dr. Bott in the 70s, and he was a real visionary. So I think we should all be really proud of it. And the second reason why I feel I can say that in all humility is because actually I'm not even an Albertan from birth. I made the conscious choice when I decided to leave Quebec to go to the place I thought had the best system in Canada. So it's not a random decision to come here. I truly believe I was joining the best team. If you can have my slides, please. Having said that, there's always place for improvement. I will explain the process of the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, and I will point out two areas where maybe we can improve because there might be some loss of opportunity there. And I realize I'm older than I thought because I can't see. Can we make them bigger, or otherwise I will maybe take my. I will grab my own binder to be able to follow. I can't read from here, I'm so sorry. It's on? Okay, perfect. So I'll go to that screen, it's going to be easier. So if you look at all death in Alberta, the first misconception is a lot of people think that the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner only look at a subset, and that's in great part untrue. So all deaths in Alberta have a certain level of review by the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. So the way we are working is first, we need to have the death reported to us. So on the left panel, there's deaths that are reported directly to us. So it could be a physician, it can be a police, it can be a member of the public calling us to report a death. With this notification, we will then evaluate if indeed it falls under the Fatality Inquiries Act and that we need to do further investigation. If we think that the death is not in our mandate, we'll have no further involvement. But we have looked at the death certificate and do a quick review. If it falls under our act, so we will accept the case and do the death investigation. And I will come back to what we do when we do a death investigation. On the other side of the panel, we have cases that are not reported to us initially. But by law, the Chief Medical Examiner, of course, it's a responsibility that is delegated in great part. I'm responsible that some of my team is reviewing all death certificate in Alberta. So we do the complete review of all death certificate, and from that, some cases we will decide need no further involvement from our office, and other will decide that they should have been reported to us, and they will go back to the investigation. By law, our investigation needs to clarify the following elements: who died, where they died, when they died, the cause and the manner of death, and also some elements around circumstances. I think this part we do very, very well. The first missed opportunity, however, is the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, for historical reasons that were very good, but maybe in 2014 it's time to rethink about it. We are the only province in Canada where the office do not have a mandate of prevention. So we have a lot of groups that would like to work with us on prevention, and I have to tell them that this is not my mandate. As the chief, I would be certainly open to discuss that maybe it should be added to our mandate, but it's not part of the current mandate. As I said, for good historical reason, that will take more than 2 minutes to explain, so if we're interested later, we could discuss that further. The next slides, please. Once we do a death investigation at the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, we then have a next set of questions, which is, does this case enter some criteria that they should be sent to the Fatality Review Board? The cases that we don't think needs to go to the Fatality Review Board will end there, but if we think there's a need, and the need can be by law, for example, all the child in care where the cause of death is unnatural, they need to go to the Fatality Review Board. There's other criteria criteria, and there's also a discretion where I can send any case that I think should go to the Fatality Review Board. These cases will be reviewed by the Fatality Review Board, which is a group of 3 person, a physician, a lawyer, and a member more of a lay person. And together they review the cases and they decide if a recommendation should be done to the minister to order an inquiry. If they do recommend an inquiry, the minister will order one. If they don't, or if the case has not been presented to the FRB, the minister still has some discretion of his own in the law to do an inquiry of his own decision. But I won't go there since it's out of the process of our office. So there's also a lost opportunity in this part because the only tool we have in Alberta when we review death as a whole is to order a public fatality inquiry. Don't get me wrong, these public fatality inquiries are very important to answer some questions, but sometimes they are not the right tool. And I think we might explore in 2014 maybe giving other tools to the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner to do other things. For example, sometimes if you look at death one by one, you might not be able to do good recommendation. But if you have, because you have a mandate of prevention, if you look at cases in trends, in big groups, then you can see trends where there's a need to do some recommendation to prevent future death. So once again, there's a lost opportunity for very good historical reason, but maybe 2014 is the time to review that. In a nutshell, that's what we do. Thank you for your attention.